Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And of course, today's geeky things include Marvel, more Marvel, Black Adam, and Marvel She-Hulk, Halloween Ends, and Clerks 3. So we got some stuff. We got some fun. A bunch of mix there. Mainly Marvel, though. Hey, if this is your first time checking us out, thank you for stopping by. This is our weekly podcast where we talk about recent news stories and review different things. So it's going to be fun. We also do some trailer reactions throughout the week, so definitely go check those out. But, Maggie, anything you would like to say before we dive into the news?
Nah.
I just noticed there's a big shadow behind us, and for everybody wondering, there's a Mickey Mouse wizard hat.
Okay, random.
I just want to make sure everybody understood why I leaned back and moved something from behind me and what that thing was.
I would have kept it a secret.
Well,
kept people guessing.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone, Maggie.
Sticks and stones may break my bones. Words still hurt me.
You're dropping truth bombs. All right, let's get into the news. It's time for the news. That was very loud.
It's very loud.
I think I may have turned it up because it was very low.
Ooh.
And I had to keep going in and cutting the volume up. Yeah.
Well, I had to turn it down on me. Ugh.
Turn it down. Turn up for what?
Turn down for what?
Turn down for what? Hey, first news story. We had some trailers come out last week that we did some reactions to. Of course, that included the new trailer for Velma, the new trailer for season 3 of Picard. Maggie, did you know that the USS Enterprise F is in the trailer for...
What, the one that I thought was Voyager?
Yeah. It was actually the Enterprise F from Star Trek Online. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Now you know.
Oh.
And nobody had to tell me that.
Nobody had to tell you that.
No, I'm kidding. We had a lot of people leave some comments letting us know that. We do appreciate it. We're just poking fun. And then we also did a trailer reaction for the new show Blockbusters. So all those are available at Hopefully Awesome. YouTube.com/Hopefully Awesome.
Speaking of Blockbuster, after the Hopefully Awesome show, we're going to play the Blockbuster video game.
It returns, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to say, we played this last week in the post show. And it was a blast. It was so fun. We had to amend the rules a little bit just because of the two of us, and it's more of a team game. But it was fun. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I think that's why we're filming the podcast early, just because I really want to play this game. But yeah, so you can check out the post show. We also did a pre-show about Chainsaw Man, so go check that out.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Hopefully Awesome. So let's get into the next news story. Kind of Funny launched a new studio called The Spare Bedroom. That's right, everybody. It was on Friday the 14th, I believe. They did a 24-hour, it ended up being a 24-hour live stream where they showed off the new studio, The Spare Bedroom.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. We watched it. We thought about doing a reacts to it, and honestly just wasn't able to make that happen. But it was so cool just seeing the guys, like, their new setup. I mean, I'm so proud of everybody. You know, I mean, obviously, like, you know, what does it matter if we're proud or not, right?
Yeah.
But just, you know, growing with the community, going to Kind of Funny prom and all those things. It was a blast. So seeing them really get back to, not even just back to normal, like this is beyond what they what they used to do, you know. So it was really cool. We highly recommend just going over there and just watching their quick video about the new studio. Or I mean, obviously you can rewatch the whole live stream if you got 24 hours you want to spare. That's youtube.com/Hopefully Awesome or Hopefully Awesome Games, and also on Twitch, I believe. But yeah, it's really cool. We were actually in the live stream. They asked for different people from the community to send in. It was just an open invitation. They did a great job. It was like, hey, Hopefully Awesome, send us no, it was just an open invitation. And so we filmed a little thing and sent it in, and yeah, they played it. It was really cool. Like, I don't know, seeing us amongst other Kind of Funny fans was cool, but to be in the stream of Kind of Funny. Like, I don't know, is really, really cool. Like, it definitely made our morning. Absolutely. And we even made a TikTok using the same footage we sent in, talking about Kind of Funny and their history, our history with them. So we made that, posted over at TikTok. I think it's even on our YouTube channel, but it's one of the shorts, so it might not have popped up in your feed. But yeah, go check that out. It's a minute, literally a minute long. But yeah, and we got some feedback. Mr. One Andy Cortez commented on it, which was cool. Greg Miller liked it on Instagram.
Kevin liked it on TikTok.
That's right, man. We're getting. It's got a whole 11 views on YouTube. But it was a blast for sure. All right, let's get into the real news now. Speaking of real news, movies. We got some movie news, everybody. Not all of it's good. So Marvel shifts release dates for. I forgot that I let you look, not let you, but that you look at it now. Yeah. Marvel shifts release dates for Blade, Fantastic Four, Avengers: Secret Wars, next Deadpool, among other Disney movies. So this is according to Deadline. Blade, starring Mahershala Ali, is currently in search for a new director following Bassem Tariq's departure. It is now set to open September 6, 2024, having previously been slated for November 3rd, 2023, so almost a full year. Yeah. The Deadpool threequel has moved from September 6, 2024 to November 8th, 2024. Because Blade moved to Deadpool's original date. Okay. And then Deadpool has moved to November 8th, and that bumped Fantastic Four from that date to February 14th, 2025. And then Avengers: Secret Wars has then been pushed back. It was the first back-to-back movies in the Avengers series, will now debut on May 5th, 2026. So I believe both of those were originally going to come out in May. Or not May, but both in 2025. Right? Am I remembering that right? Because it was the same year, both not Secret Wars, but Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars were in the same year. And so now that's been pushed back. What do you think, Maggie?
Kind of feel let down.
Like it's all. I didn't put it in here, but they also dropped a movie. There was a release date in with that, and it's been dropped. Oh. So like it wasn't rescheduled. So like something took its slot, and it's just wiped off the calendar. I mean, it's wild. So many, everything got pushed back. Yeah. I'd have to bring up the whole list to really understand like how that affects
everything else.
Yeah, because if Blade was where was Blade originally? It previously been slated for November 3rd, 2023, and now it's not coming out till November 8th. Wait, I think I read that wrong. No, it's coming out in September 6th. Yeah. And Deadpool what is coming out in Blade's spot, I guess, is my question. Yeah. Or is anything? Or are we just going to have an empty slot? Yeah. Or does that leave an opening for Spider-Man? Because, they never announced the Spider-Man stuff during this.
That is true. I was kind of hoping for Blade really soon.
I know, especially after watching Werewolf by Night. Not that Blade's in it or anything. He's not. I don't think that's a spoiler.
It sets up that world though.
The monster world. Yeah. Yeah, and it made me Jones for it a little bit. Yeah. Apparently, they've also given Mahershala Ali creative control over the script. Also.
Okay.
Yeah, because I guess there's been some back and forth about the script just being dog water. So, yeah, it's like, that's maybe why the director left. And yeah, and like they were saying, it was 90 minutes and it only had 2 action pieces that sucked. Wow. It was getting really torn apart online. Now granted, who knows, right? Yeah. But it's interesting to see. Don't get me wrong, like the famous Shigeru Miyamoto always said, a delayed movie will probably be all right, but a movie that sucks will forever suck, and it'll suck until it sucks. So get sucked. That's what Shigeru Miyamoto said.
He said that?
Did you know
Wow.
that Super Mario Brothers 2 is actually not Super Mario Bros. 2, but the USA's version of it that is originally called Doki Doki
Panic. Yeah, man, I knew that. We've watched that video a lot.
Everyone knows. All right. But no, honestly, obviously, I'm fine with them taking their time. I'd rather it be good, obviously. But, I'm curious how this changes up things. See, it's stuff like this. Well, I guess everything did shift. I was going to say, it's stuff like this that leads me to believe that it's not all so set in stone like they say it is.
Yeah.
But everything did shift. I think the only time they really showed the fact that it's not all like predestined was when Doctor Strange and Spider-Man switched release dates, because that had to like be a complete huge mess around if it was set in stone.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like it really messed up anything. So,
oh well.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Anyway, all right. Any other thoughts before we move on? Onward. Speaking of onward, according to Jeff Snyder, he's a reporter. I think he's from the Inkler. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's what he said on his Twitter. But a source. He's a good standard guy, apparently.
Right.
Stand up. I don't know. I don't vouch for him, but IGN quote him, and Culture Crave, they also use this report. So Harrison Ford has reportedly signed on to play General Ross in the MCU. He will appear in both Captain America 4 and the Thunderbolts. That's right, everybody. Did we talk about him being rumored for it?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. What do you think? Apparently it's legit now.
I mean, they get to listen to him holler at Callisto the whole entire time on set, so I think they count themselves very lucky. Like,
Mark,
how are they?
Where's my pants?
So are they gonna make him like? How are they gonna explain that? Or just gonna go with the flow?
Honestly, probably the same way that they explained Rhodey. I can't think of who played him before. What was his name?
Oh God, I can see his face.
Man. Yeah, God, I'm totally blanking on his name. Or even Edward Norton. Like, I mean, that's another, I've recast it.
I'm General Ross's father. General Ross.
Nah, he's just gonna be General
Where's
Ross.
my pants?
I think it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a little weird seeing like Harrison Ford in a Marvel movie. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's really cool. But I don't know. It's just weird. Like, to play General Ross. I mean, I'm glad they're not just getting rid of the character General Ross. Obviously, William Hurt.
Yeah.
He was fantastic at it, and it sucks that he's not around anymore to finish that out.
Does that mean Harrison Ford's kind of a mustache?
Probably. Right?
That's gonna be hilarious.
I mean, unless he just pulls a Harrison Ford and is like, I'm only wearing and looking the way I look
doing
as soon as
bare
I walk
in. Minimum.
Can you at least put on like a general's uniform?
No.
I'll give you jeans and a t-shirt
And a leather jacket.
You can give me, if you want to give me like the jacket that Maverick wears, I'll throw that on. They're like, he's a fighter pilot. You're a general. Where's Chewie? Callisto, where's my pants? What if he just walks in and he's just straight up wearing the Indiana Jones outfit?
That's what I was aiming for with my joke.
I thought you was going Han Solo because that's what he wore.
No, I'm Indiana Jones.
That's better.
That's who I associate him with the most.
How fucking dare you?
Come at me, nerds.
How dare you?
Come at me.
He is Han Solo.
Get me.
No, he is the hot rod driver from American Graffiti. He's the fugitive. He's the president of the United States of America.
Yes, he is.
He's goddamn Harrison Ford, and he's goddamn proud of it. He's in that movie.
And Sean Connery is his dad.
What was that one movie where he was? It was with Thor's brother, not Loki, but like in real life, his real life brother. Mm-hmm. Oh man, he was like rich, and like. Like he like hired him or something. It turned out he was a bad guy. And like he literally like they were at like a fancy party, and like he was just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. It's literally like he just walked in on set. It was like, hey everybody.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and Liam Neeson. No, Hemsworth. Has Liam Neeson been in a
Paranoia?
This
is Adam Cassidy. Liam Hemsworth is a rising star at a global tech company run by Nicholas Wyatt. Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
An innocent mistake proves costly to Adam when Wyatt forces him to become a corporate spy to obtain trade secrets from a rival company run by Jock Goddard, Harrison Ford, Wyatt's former partner. At first, Adam funds the assignment as a clever game, but when he wants out of the situation, he learns that each tech titan will go to shocking lengths to protect his secrets.
Boom. It's not good. I think I gave it a 2 out of 5.
It's got 7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
7? Jesus, 7?
7.
Oh my god! I'm pretty sure like Nicolas Cage's Knowing had higher than 7 on it.
Let's see.
Good God. Oh man.
Wow. Harrison Ford has no hair in this. All of his hair's shaved.
Is he wearing jeans and a t-shirt?
Yes.
That's the scene.
That's the scene.
That's the scene. He literally walks in. He's just wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
All of his hair is gone.
Like everybody else is in suits. I swear. That's what started it in my brain. That's what he does. He just wears jeans and a t-shirt. And they're like, they won't make him.
Caught. He's got a suit on.
That's at a premiere. Callisto wasn't going to let him show up at a premiere. See, there he is again. All right. Moving on.
We need to move on.
Anything else you want to say about General Ross, the boss? Ross?
Callisto, where's my pants?
Next story. Speaking of where's my pants? Black Adam spoilers.
You're wearing them.
So we're not pants?
Yeah.
Oh. So, very confused. So we're not going to spoil anything. We're not going to say any spoilers.
No.
The story is about spoilers, but we're not going to tell the spoilers. So apparently, and we know the spoiler.
Yeah.
We're not saying it. Even though it's okay. Well, first, let's get into what the story is. So Black Adam spoilers are floating around.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that gave out the spoiler, The Rock. He was doing an interview, and they're like, "Oh, so we heard that this thing, is going to happen. Don't even say that. Don't even say that. Just say that this thing is going to happen. That's all we're going to say." And The Rock was like, "Well, let me just say, blah blah blah," and like I'm trying to think of a way that I could like tiptoe around it. But I'm not going to. So I'm just going to look it up. Just look up The Rock's conversation. He just straight up says, like, it's, oh, thanks. Yeah, I forgot
about that. I was wondering why we looked so weird.
But that was our overhead like us. But yeah, he says something that very much confirms what happens. So we're not going to say what it is. I think that this is one of those things where they knew the movie wasn't doing so hot, and so they were like, what if we, leak a spoiler, kind of like, remember, Maggie, let me take you a step back here to the old year of 2014. Was it 2014? When The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out.
Mm-mm.
Was it 2014?
I think that's right.
Okay. That sounds wrong, but
I think you're right. You want me to look it up?
No, I'm thinking of The Amazing Spider-Man came out with the Avengers.
Mm.
The same year as the Avengers. That was 2012. Mm. Okay. Sorry. Because I knew there was a whole thing about the tower possibly being in Avengers, but it was not Oscorp Tower. Anyway, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't know if you remember, but they released a 20-minute preview of the movie before it came out. And by the time the marketing had finished, before the movie even came out, we knew that not only was Harry Osborn in it, that he turned into the Green Goblin, that Electro was obviously also in it. And the scene of the dude walking by all the superpower backpacks with like, you know, all that. And even, I think they even show the Rhino suit. They showed everything because they're like, this isn't tracking so hot. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to make a lot of money. And then it didn't. But did it not make money because everybody already knew what was going to happen? Or did it not make money because it was never going to make money?
We'll never know.
We'll never know now. And so is this DC's Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I mean, maybe.
Honestly, I'll say this. This spoiler got me to buy tickets to opening weekend. Like, I was pretty much content with not going to watch it.
I wasn't looking forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was going to be fun. I never thought it was going to be just trash. Like, it was never going to be, it was never going to be carnage.
I wasn't, like, looking forward to it.
I figured, honestly, on the spectrum, I would say I figured it'd be better than Wonder Woman 84. But probably around Aquaman. And not that Aquaman was bad. It was fun. It was enjoyable while I was watching it, but I have not thought about Aquaman since I went and watched it, you know?
Nope.
And like when Aquaman 2 comes out, I'll probably go watch it. And so this one was just kind of, honestly, the way it started hitting at the time of all this Warner Brothers DC stuff, I think that did more trouble to it for me.
Yeah.
And definitely the stories about The Rock having like creative control and, you know, just the different things he did, like with super pets and stuff. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, but honestly, after hearing the spoiler, it made me buy tickets. And it turns out the spoiler is because of The Rock. Like, The Rock made the spoiler happen. And honestly, like, and he kind of explains why.
Yeah.
Maybe he deserves to have creative control. Because, I mean, he's making a lot of sense. He's making a lot of sense, Maggie. Like, I didn't think he would, but, I mean, he did. He made a lot of sense. It's crazy. Like, the things he was saying. And again, I can't say any of it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
I guarantee half the people that are listening already looked it up. And
should we do... the memory card says stopped recording apparently.
Oh no.
All right. Hey, sorry about that little break there. Obviously it'll be instantaneous for you all, but we had a little glitch in our recording software. So anywho, we're back. I guess all that to say, I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to have any hope in the DC universe right now just because it all feels so random. But I am excited to see this. And if this makes money, I definitely am excited to see what that leads to. And I know what The Rock's hopes are. Again, without getting into any spoilers, it's hard to really talk about that. But I'm in line with The Rock. I think where The Rock wants to take everything is a place that I definitely would like to see the DC universe go. So that's why next week we will be reviewing Black Adam for the Hopefully Awesome show. So definitely head back next week for that. But anything else, Maggie, you'd like to say about Black Adam? All right. Jesus, so loud. Hey, did you know that you could get this show ad-free and extended and early sometimes? That's right. Over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, you can do all of those things. So you should go check that out. It's really great. We also post extended episodes of everything that we do, including trailer reactions. And we have our monthly series, our the commentary that we do, and then a monthly Q&A. It's good times for all, for sure. So head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome and check that out. But now let's get into the main topic. It's time for the main topic. All right, everybody, we are back with our main topic this week. The news was a little short because we have 3 reviews that we are going to be doing. These will be in quick succession, probably a little bit longer than when we first came back. There we go. That's what I was wanting to do. A little bit longer than when we first came back and reviewed 4 things altogether. But we've got a few things we want to talk about. We've got She-Hulk, which we'll be talking about first up. Then we're going to talk about Halloween Ends and Clerks 3. And once we wrap up all of that, we're going to then rank those in our fall 2022 ranking. Again, if this is your first time listening to us, the way that we handle this is we will do a non-spoilers section where we talk about the show, what we thought, or movie. Give like our main, thoughts of, did we like it, did we not like it? Then we'll move into spoilers and actually get into specifics. There will be a specific signal to let you know. We will give you ample time to skip over if you've not finished anything. So that you don't miss, so that you don't get spoiled on anything. Then we come back from the spoilers and move into either the next topic or the ranking, depending on where we are. So for She-Hulk, we'll do non-spoilers, then spoilers, then we'll come back and do the MCU ranking update for our current MCU ranking for us. And then after that, we'll go into Halloween Ends non-spoilers, so on and so forth. You get it. So let's begin with She-Hulk. Maggie.
Hulk smash.
She-Hulk slay. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I really regret saying that now. That was really bad. So She-Hulk started out in July of this year, I think. There was 9 episodes.
I think you're right.
We'll say July. And honestly, from the get-go, I really enjoyed it. I loved the aspects of the fourth wall breaking. I love the fact that it was very different from the rest of the MCU shows that we've gotten, which is starting to become a common thread, is that most of the shows we get are very different from the other shows that we get.
Yeah.
And that's nice, right? Like, it's good to have these character-centric, one character. Of course, we have side characters and stuff, but like in these movies, they got to be, going so fast and you don't really get to dive deep into it. And so like She-Hulk, we get to know Jen. Yeah. Like we really know Jen by the end of the show. Had some twists and turns. Of course, the courtroom stuff, all those fun things.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, the way it ended may be my favorite ending of any Marvel show. Marvel show for sure. And probably a lot of the movies.
Yeah.
While I was watching it, I was like, I could see a world where this might be my new number one. I don't think it is, but I could see a world where that would be the case. But I loved it 100%. Maggie, how did you feel about She-Hulk?
I really liked it. Strong female lead is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And learn to accept yourself,
And she was real.
And she was real. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it was just funny because she's got a family just like anybody else would. And has parents that are crazy about her, but it's overwhelming for her at times about how crazy they are for her.
Yeah.
She's got a really good best friend, and I really liked all the courtroom stuff, the lawyer stuff. That was really good.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah, I really liked it.
Sweet. So, would you recommend people need to check this out?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I think so, too. I think as far as, this being an MCU show, as far as that goes, what will this really deal with the MCU as a whole, right? Like, how will this impact anything? And I think there's definitely some strong ties to MCU. If you've not seen it at all, I'm not going to give anything away. But I think there's definitely some things in here that we will see for sure revisited. For sure. But honestly, I would say the strength of this show is not its ties to the MCU. I would say the strength of the show is Jen.
Yeah.
The main characters, like all of them. And honestly, just the story and how smart the writers were in knowing exactly how the shitty side of the internet was going to take some of this stuff and actively respond to it in the next episode, even though obviously this was filmed months ago, maybe even a year ago. And it's just, I think it's worth watching just because it's a great show and it's a great character. It's a like you said, a strong female lead, and she's not, I don't know the best way to put it, but she's not like some destined warrior. No. She's not some femme fatale. No. She's just a regular woman. But that's what's awesome about it. That's what makes her great. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like if Viv watches this show at some point, like I think I would be happy for her to watch it and take some strengths from Jen. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think she's a
definitely.
great role model, you know, and she's not perfect. And I know that. And I think that's what makes her a great role model.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there are some more mature themes in this show. So I'm not, telling everybody go, set your 4 or 5-year-old down to watch She-Hulk or anything like that. But I do think that in a world, that we live in where there's, kids watch Grease and they're like, oh, to have men love me, I have to change everything about myself. I think that, She-Hulk definitely stands heads and shoulders above those as a quality place for little girls.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
All right. Anything else you want to say pre-spoilers?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Let's get into the spoilers. Spoilers. That's right, everybody. This is the She-Hulk spoilers. You have been warned. We've said it like 4 times. Check the time codes below if you would like to skip over this. I probably should have said that before I said we're going into the spoiler section so that people knew what to do. Anyway, let's get into spoilers. Maggie, I can't believe She-Hulk was dead the whole time. It was insane when we just woke up and there was her casket. Turned out she was dead.
She's dead.
Couldn't
Along with
believe
Bruce.
Her and Bruce, both just dead.
Dead as doorknobs.
Dead as any dead thing has ever been dead.
Dead.
No, what was your favorite spoiler from the series?
Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, Daredevil, just having Matt back, it was wonderful, and like really getting to see him in some ways be happy.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Like, Daredevil, the show, is fantastic and definitely worth watching. It's one of those things where, like, it's sometimes just so dire, and it's like, just, it sucks. I want him to be happy,
Yeah.
And, like, getting him to see him actually legit happy for a moment was, and, like, and not with it, like, happiness in spite of not needing to be happy or, acceptance or anything like that. Like, he was just happy, and it was not. It was nice to see that. And their chemistry was fantastic. Like, I'm almost bummed that Daredevil's getting a series on Disney Plus because I would much rather just see him be a cast member on She-Hulk. Because it was so good. And, I mean, the way the show ends, like, I mean, we're gonna have to deal with that in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, does she show up in Daredevil? Is there She-Hulk season 2 that happens before Daredevil season?
Yeah.
Whatever. Hulk's son,
Scar.
they did it. We all thought that might be where the Hulk was going. I remember us asking when that happened, where the hell is the Hulk going? And now we know. He went to...
and we both stood up out of our seats.
We did. We screamed. He was like, no way.
And our kid was just like looking up at us like, why are they standing up?
This is so weird. It's so random. I mean, it's not random. Like, it's in the stories and stuff. Like, it's in the comics. But, like, I'm curious to see what happens here. And, like, what is up? Like, just, I don't know, everything about him. Like, his hair, his clothes.
Yeah.
He looks like he could be a little piece of shit, but he looks like he could also be super sweet. You know? He's got that Sean Hunter aspect to him,
Yeah. Ryder Strong.
A poor name if I've ever heard one. That's his name. That's his real name.
I know.
But of course, I think the best thing in the entire series, obviously, was the finale. Like,
God, he ate it up,
dude,
guys.
They murdered the fourth wall, and I loved it. Holy shit! When it went to the Disney Plus menu, and like it looked like Disney, I loved that. I thought that was just so perfect, and the fact that she chose Assembled. Yeah, like it almost feels like they made Marvel's Assembled just so they could have this joke in She-Hulk.
They probably did.
No, I mean, it's there behind the scenes.
No.
But yeah, I just loved all that. And like, there's obviously been some talk of, what does this mean? Like, is this legit our world? Because obviously Kevin Feige in our world is not a
robot.
And like the writers in the scene weren't really the writers, except one of them was. And so like, honestly, I don't think any of that matters. Like,
nah.
it's honestly okay. I don't want to spoil this. I'll just say it reminds me a lot, and for anybody that's read it knows, it reminds me a lot of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to give anything away. That is a great book, and you should definitely read it. He just goes around and kills everybody, like everyone. Blade, Spider-Man.
Oh, so it's like Squirrel Girl taking down everybody in the Marvel Universe.
Yes,
too.
Yes.
But she doesn't kill anybody, though. I don't think.
I think that followed. Deadpool
that was funny. I've got that one. It's funny.
But anyway, I definitely, I thought that was great. I don't know. I don't really have any qualms with this show. I didn't think this is where the show was going to go in the final episode, considering where we were in the episode before last. With her like hulking out or whatever you want to call it. So I mean, when they decided to do this, and honestly, I remember as we were watching it, I even looked at you and I was like, "Who's writing this?" Like the ethereal writer within the context of her fourth wall breaking, like who's doing this? I was almost expecting like a Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck situation where like Bugs is actually drawing Daffy's cartoon. Yeah. Like I thought they were just gonna pull back, and it turned out someone, what's her name? I can't think of her name. Titania?
Yeah, Titania.
That like somehow she's doing it. Had been writing her scripts or something. Like I don't know. And like I was fine with the way it went. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not that it felt like it came out of nowhere. Like I definitely think it was earned. It's just different, Like I almost wish there would have been a little more setup of the writers screwing with her earlier on. Like it felt like that didn't really happen until this episode. I would have loved in like, the first few episodes her to have said something, to the effect of, why is this happening? Which I know, obviously in the second to last episode, she talks about going to the gala and she's like, shouldn't this episode be over? It doesn't feel like it should be done by now. Yeah. And so like, I know there's been subtle things, but I would have really liked there being something a little bit more leading this up. Yeah. Which honestly is going to be a constant theme in the three things we talk about today. So we'll get into those. But Maggie, anything you would like to say spoilery before we rank She-Hulk?
I'm thinking.
Any thoughts about Megan Thee Stallion?
I love that scene.
It was great. And behind the scenes of that is so fantastic.
It's the best. No, I don't really have anything else to add.
All right. Then let's hop over into our MCU ranking. Spoilers are done. That's right, everybody. Welcome back. If you skipped over the spoiler section, we will now be adding She-Hulk into our ranking. Oh, man. All right. Get ready to read through these. Just to remind everybody where we are in our current MCU ranking. Thor, number 38. Number 37, Thor the Dark World. Number 36, Black Widow. Number 35, What If. Number 34, Iron Man 2. Number 33, The Incredible Hulk. Number 32, Iron Man 3. Number 31, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 30, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 29, Moon Knight. Number 28, I Am Groot. Number 27, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 26, The Eternals. Number 25, Iron Man. Number 24, Avengers. Number 23, Captain America, the First Avenger. Number 22, Hawkeye. Number 21, Werewolf by Night. Number 20, WandaVision. Number 19, Ant-Man. Number 18, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 17, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Number 16, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 15, Doctor Strange. Number 14, Black Panther. Number 13, Captain Marvel. Number 12, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Number 11, Loki. Number 10, Shang-Chi. Number 9, Thor, Love and Thunder. Number 8, Thor, Ragnarok. Number 7, Ms. Marvel. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 4, Captain America Civil War. Number 3, Avengers Infinity War. Number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 1, Avengers Endgame.
All right.
Yeah. So where are we feeling She-Hulk?
Well,
I feel like we ranked Miss Marvel too.
We might have.
Like, because I'm thinking, like, I think this is better than Miss Marvel, but I don't think She-Hulk's better than all of those, like Thor Ragnarok. I mean, the ending's so great. Honestly, okay, I think I know where I want to start.
Okay.
Or do you want to go
No,
first?
no,
Okay.
you go.
I'm thinking around Loki. And I want to say probably below Loki. That's where I'm thinking.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. But I feel like Loki just did it more for me just because I just love sci-fi. You know, and this Loki was basically Doctor Who in the Marvel Universe. And like his story with I can't think of her name.
I can't think of it either.
Yeah. Ms. Loki. Lady Loki, whatever you want to call her. Like I loved that. And of course the King stuff at the end. And I mean Loki Prom, is that what they call him? Old Man Loki, whatever they want to call him. That whole thing. And I feel like I don't remember if I cried during Loki, but I feel like I was closer to crying in Loki. Whereas She-Hulk is just a quality piece of entertainment from start to finish. And it means a lot. You know, as far as like the things it's trying to say about women and their struggles and like the workplace, while also keeping things lighthearted and fun. Like it's a heavy balance to toll, and they did well. But I feel like because they kept it so lighthearted that maybe it didn't hit the emotional core, I guess, that I got from Loki. But that's also, I mean, it's two different stories. You know, Loki's a redemption story. It's hard not to feel good about Loki, you know.
Yeah.
God, I almost had her name. Alexi. Sylvie. There it is. And gave us Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
She's too far away.
She's behind you.
Yeah, it's too far. Where are you thinking?
I was actually thinking about putting it behind Werewolf by Night.
Whoa, what?
Because I was thinking, I really liked WandaVision. And yeah, sorry. But like I was looking at what all was going on, like in between all this, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, this is what we do, right? Okay.
I mean, there's Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and Captain America.
Damn, why you gotta do me like that?
I'm sorry.
All I'm thinking of, what I do, this is the way I do it, and this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with our list. There's not that it's that wrong. It's just this list is insane. It's 38 at this point. It's going to be 39, right? I'll start at the top and work my way down to the one that I think is closest to the way I feel.
Okay.
And so when I see Loki, I'm like, well, I think She-Hulk's probably pretty close to Loki, but I think Loki's a little bit better. And so that's where I stop.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like you maybe go backwards.
Well, what I do is I'm like, okay, whenever you start backwards, I'm like, okay, no, it's not.
It doesn't belong down here.
It does not belong down here in the pit.
Yeah.
And then, whenever you're reading through the middle and stuff.
I want to know, Maggie, what is the pit? Where was
Thor's and Black Widow and What If?
So that's the pit.
Yeah.
And then above the pit is Iron Man 2.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. It'll have to be.
Would you wouldn't put Iron Man 2 in the pit, would you?
I mean, if we're talking about bottom 5, then yeah.
No, we're not talking about bottom 5. We're talking about the pit of garbage. All right. Like, the pit is below the ground level. Are you saying Iron Man 2 is not even ground level to you? That it's in the basement?
No, it's not in the basement.
All right. That's the pit. The pit. All right. So you're saying it's not in the pit?
No.
Okay. And then what are you saying?
While you're thinking? It's not.
It's better.
It's better than the Eternals. It's better than I loved Moon Knight, but
so
I
you
think
go
it's better.
And you think, is this better than this?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I go forward. I start.
See, if I go forwards, there's too many favorites. and it'll never be.
All right. Okay. I mean, I guess if we started talking about it, like, you're right, Black Panther,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And see, but this is a show. It's hard.
Yeah. But I think about WandaVision, and then you say Loki, and I'm like, Loki was very strong. WandaVision was strong too, and like the storytelling. And then Werewolf by Night was fantastic, even though it was just a one-off.
Yeah. I didn't cry. I would say overall, I feel like this is an easy thing. I would say it's better than WandaVision. Like, I'd say it's better than WandaVision because WandaVision had moments that it fell apart. And I feel like She-Hulk was just stronger from start to finish.
Okay.
And had a stronger ending. And like, this may be unfair, but I feel like Multiverse of Madness kind of recolors WandaVision a little bit. You know, to where it's like where that show ends and where Multiverse of Madness begins. It's like, oh, so we just didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, it actually made her worse of a person.
Yeah.
I love Wanda. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's my opinion on WandaVision. And I think of like Ralph Boner. And I think if you, like, my thing is look at the ending. Look at the final episode. Right? That's where most Marvel shows really miss the mark. And WandaVision is not immune to that. I feel like that final episode, like, it was fun. You know?
Yeah.
It was fun. But it didn't blow me away like She-Hulk's final episode.
Yeah.
It didn't blow me away like Loki's final episode, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even Ms. Marvel had a stronger ending. We really need to re-rank Ms. Marvel. It's so high. It's so high. But it was important too.
Yes.
I forget about that. The fact that how important Ms. Marvel was. Where were you at? You were thinking below WandaVision, above Werewolf by Night?
No, behind Werewolf by Night.
Jeez. Would you say it was funnier than Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Really? Baba Yaga?
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins doesn't forget. I mean, it's not better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Okay. So I think I'm okay with putting it behind Ant-Man. So I think our conversation now is it above WandaVision, below WandaVision, and above Werewolf by Night, or is it below WandaVision and Werewolf by Night, above Hawkeye? I think it's definitely above Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. You loved She-Hulk. I'm just shocked that you would be like wanting to put it so low. I'm just shocked by that.
I'm trying not to ride on the high like I did with Miss Marvel.
But that's what's fun, and we'll go through and re-rank everything at some point. Like we're gonna rewatch the Marvel Universe.
I'll say let's put it in front of WandaVision.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, I mean, you just recolored WandaVision for me a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, the White Vision. What was that? I don't know.
Paul Bettany saying a special song you got to act with.
That's beside the point.
Butthole.
You know, that's beside the point. And like, I don't know. Some of that stuff was just like, I mean, it was one of the first shows. They were still figuring themselves out. You know, I feel like they nailed it here. It's like the first Avengers. When it came out, it was amazing. But now it's like one of the worst Avengers movies, you know, because Endgame and Infinity War and Civil War are all phenomenal, you know. Yeah. And so it just has to be lower because when it came out, you know, they got better as they went.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's where I want to put it, but I don't want to put it there if you're only putting it there because that's where I want to put it.
No. That's where I want to put it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, your new ranking for Marvel. Is She-Hulk even on this list? I might just have to add it later. Yeah, there it is. Hey. All right. And it is now... we use Letterboxd, by the way. So feel free. We don't really post anything there. We just keep our lists updated on there. So feel free if you'd like to go and check that out. I think most of the lists we have are public. I don't think I have any private lists on here. All right. I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to say number 19, Ant-Man. Number 20, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Number 21, WandaVision. Number 22, Werewolf by Night. Number 23, Hawkeye. That is your update. That means Thor is now at number 39.
Good job, Thor.
God.
Stick around in the pit a little bit longer.
I can't wait to re-rank these. This will be our first list, and then we're going to do a new list. And, we're starting from scratch. The first list will always be there, But, some of these were rewatches. Some of these were first-time viewing. And so I feel like it's unfair to rank those against each other. Because they're not all in the same level battlefield. We watched Black Panther way out of line with the rest of the MCU. And so, I think it still deserves to be high. I just, even when we were ranking it, just, threw everything off. All right. Anyway, that's going to do it for the Marvel ranking. That was a bit long. So let's move into our next topic where we are going to review... Halloween Ends came out this past Friday.
Woo-wee buddies.
Did Evil die tonight, Maggie?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't want to spoil it.
Well, like Maggie just said, this is the non-spoiler section where we're going to discuss the show without spoilers. We will be doing what?
You said show.
Whatever
movie.
The hell
it's
it
a
is.
movie.
I watched it on Peacock. It's a fucking show at this point. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm hungry and tired. Sorry. You threw me off. Yeah, we're going to be doing a spoiler section after this. We'll give you ample warning.
Check out the timestamps.
Yes, thank you. And be sure and come back after. Oh, you're fine. And be sure and come back after where we will be talking about Clerks 3. And we'll be adding all of these to our fall 2022 ranking. So, Maggie, let's begin. Halloween Ends. Since I kicked off She-Hulk, why don't you kick us off for Halloween Ends? We probably should have flipped that. I should have let you kick it off for She-Hulk.
Oh. Halloween Ends. Oh, gosh. I could say a lot, but I'm afraid I'm going to
don't spoil
ruin
anything.
it.
Just don't spoil anything. People... Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean... She's great.
All right. People are listening to this because they want to know our thoughts.
Yeah.
And if you have negative thoughts, I mean, we're not going to trash anything. But if you have negative thoughts, they want to know that. So it's okay.
Well, I'll put it this way: this trilogy started off really strong. You know,
2018 was really good.
2018, bam.
Yeah.
Second one,
Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always forget that one.
Evil didn't win that night.
Or did it?
And then
it didn't die.
It didn't
Even
die.
though I was told multiple times that Evil died tonight.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
No, it didn't.
So, false advertising.
And then we kind of snake into this Halloween Ends, and you're like, everything that we have seen, heard with our eyes and ears, just feels like it doesn't matter.
I think I could sum up Halloween Ends by saying this. When I saw the title at the end of the movie that said Halloween Ends, I said, thank God. Thank God this ended.
Yeah.
It was not... Okay, here's the thing. And again, we're not going to trash it. We don't just trash things. Unless it's Carnage. We really just trash Carnage all day long. It deserves it. All right. We only trash the things that really deserve being trashed. This was not a poorly made film.
No.
And I think that I was actually texting my brother, telling him this, that to me it feels like they had an idea for a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're not in spoilers, but they had an idea for a horror movie, and the only way that they could get the financing for it was if they turned it into a Halloween movie. Because this movie just does not... The story in this does not feel like the first 90% of this movie feels like a completely different movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not against that. Like, Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I mean, Cloverfield Paradox was not great, but like, I'm not against movies sharing names and themes without necessarily being.
Yeah.
But that being said, this just felt like we start off somewhere that is just random, and then we stay there the whole movie until we don't. And like, it almost feels like, I would say it almost felt like filler, but it's the whole movie. Like, the whole movie is this,
Yeah.
And it's not like they had, a first, it's not like Halloween Kills, where they obviously had, the first, what am I thinking of? First act, right?
Yeah.
And they had the third act, but they didn't really have the second act, right?
No.
So they spend 45 minutes chasing this guy that is very much not Michael Myers. This is in Halloween Kills, not in the new one. Like, he's obviously not Michael Myers, but they chase him for 45 minutes, right? And it's like, why are we doing this, right? This one feels like they had 5 minutes of an idea. And they're like, well, I mean, we can't just release a short movie. Like, we got to release, it's got to be at least an hour and a half. What else we got? They're like, well, I wrote this script in junior high school. Why don't we just make this happen, right? It's a super bad situation, right?
Yeah.
And again, like the plot of this other movie that's going on, I don't hate it. Like, I like the idea of what that movie is, right? And if it was released, even not tied to Halloween, if it was just, replace the Halloween pieces with original pieces, with like Pennywise or Jason or just a whole new thought, like a new bad character or something, I feel like, that's a decent story, it doesn't like change the world or anything, but it's fine. It's
totally.
I wouldn't be mad to go watch that movie in theaters. Especially like the way that story kind of ends. It's an interesting place to take it, right?
Yeah.
And so, that being said, though, this is not a standalone movie. This is the end of a trilogy of Halloween movies. And it just, for it being in this movie, it does not work. For us, if you like it, that's fine. But for us, it just, we really loved 2018, and it just feels like they peaked there and never was able to make it back. I don't know if I'd say I like this more than Halloween Kills or less than Halloween Kills. It's hard to even say, because it's a different movie. It's just completely different.
Yeah.
There was a lot about Halloween Kills that I disliked, right? That I was just actively not engaged with.
Yeah.
But there was like, Halloween Kills felt like it was trying to make a statement about society. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's what horror does. But it felt like they just didn't really know. They knew what they wanted to say, but it was almost a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
And that caused it to be a little boring at times. Whereas this one is just so off from what we're watching, right? That it's hard to say I hate it. I don't like it for Halloween, but I'm not mad at the idea of this as its own story.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at, right? If this was not a Halloween movie, I would like it decently, right? Especially if it was an original horror story.
Yeah.
But it being in Halloween and this being the end of the trilogy, I mean, that definitely sinks it low. And I guess it probably would put it under Halloween Kills, just because at least Halloween Kills felt like a Halloween movie, And like I know, originally Halloween was supposed to be. I think you know this. I think we've talked about this, but Halloween was supposed to be an anthology series.
Yeah.
Where each movie was supposed to be a different story. And they decided Halloween 2 was still going to have Michael Myers, but Halloween 3 is the season of the witch. And that's why Michael Myers isn't even in it. Because they were trying to get back to that anthology style, That's why it's called Halloween. Because all the stories would take place at Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't know if they were like trying to tap back into that with this trilogy. But like they had to keep, like maybe it was mandated by the studio that they had to keep Michael Myers a part of it.
Yeah.
Because he was less and less involved in the sequels. Like, wasn't that involved in the last one? And he was basically not involved at all, mostly in this one.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. So anyway, I think that's about all we can say without going into spoilers.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we
No.
start? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Would you recommend anybody if they like Halloween films? Would you suggest they watch this? If they've watched the previous two, would you suggest that they watch it just to see how it ends, or would you suggest they pass it?
I would suggest if it's killing them to know how it ends, watch it, but don't worry about it.
I think I would say if you're not concerned, don't bother. Like if you're not really worried to know one way or the other. If you only want to know how it ends, I would say wait for the pitch meeting video that comes out and just watch that.
Yeah.
I think he'll do a great job of summing up this entire movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you like Halloween films and you just want to see what their version of this is, go ahead. I mean, I don't regret watching it.
No.
I'm bummed that this is where they went with it, All right. Let's get into spoilers. Spoilers. That's right, everybody. We're in the spoiler section. So be sure if you do not want to know spoilers for whatever reason, then skip ahead where we talk about Clerks 3. So, Maggie, I can't believe that Michael Myers wasn't dead the whole time. What a fucking stupid movie. I'm sorry. Okay. We're in spoilers. So this is where we really start trashing
so random.
Like, why do they do this? Why do they do this?
I don't know. What is this so random. And that Corey character and I don't know. And the girl, Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter, I don't know.
I know this is easy. This is easy for me to say, right? For me to play, Monday morning screenwriter, right? Or backseat screenwriter, however you want to say it. I think that there is a way this story could have worked, but I don't think the way they did it worked. I think in 2018, first off, I think that, what was his name? Corey? I think Corey and, I don't remember her name.
I can't remember.
I think they should have known each other. They should have been friends, right? And I think in the 2018 movie, he should have, what we saw should have happened.
Yes.
In the 2018 movie. And then, he goes to jail.
Yeah.
Right? Or there's a court case. And, the Halloween Kills takes place the next day. So, I mean, or even that night. I think it's just that night. So, I mean, you could still be dealing with that fallout, right?
Yeah.
He's reeling from having accidentally killed this kid or something.
Yeah.
And maybe, when they go to the police station, he's there and, plays a little part, right? And then this picks up 4 years later and, he's back out and, they're, reconnecting and stuff. And she's and basically everything we see, but we've kind of built into it, right? And then we see, Corey's becoming the new Michael Myers. And he's being, trained, because society has just so given up on him. Right. I think that could have worked. And it's, the idea of it being, the leading to a next generation and he's a new, it's a new take on it. Right. And falling in love with the new Laurie and he's the new Michael and that's sure. That's an I don't want to say interesting, but it's a plot, right?
Yeah.
And you carry on after that. Okay. I think that could have worked. I don't think it was the right move for the trilogy ending movie to do this, to take your main protagonist and just leave him out for basically the whole movie, only to come back in the last 10 minutes to be killed. And that's it. And that's the whole thing.
Well, also keep him in a freaking sewer tunnel the whole entire time.
Okay. Does he have Jesus eyes? Like, he has Jesus eyes, right? Like, he's got Jesus eyes. I mean, he looks at Corey and he sees Corey's entire life.
Oh, yeah.
He's just magic. He could see Jesus eyes. He sees Jesus eyes. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's what it is. That's what he's doing. And I don't get it. Like, when did Michael Myers become magic? Like, I know there's been other things and other movies in the Halloween cinematic universe or whatever the hell. There's witches and stuff, so sure. But, like, in this set of movies, we've not had Michael Myers as magic, you know? And, like, I don't understand what the hell that was. Yeah. And, like, I don't know, man. It was just... I think that the biggest sin of this movie is that they kill Corey off. Like, we spend this whole movie dealing with fucking Corey, this character that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And, like, this is his movie.
Yeah.
This is absolutely his movie. This is not Jamie Lee Curtis's movie. Whether the marketing team wants to admit it or not.
Yeah.
And all we get is him at the end dies. And, like, he just dies. And he has no impact. Yeah. Like, even her granddaughter comes back. Like, even that doesn't matter.
And also, I kind of got tired of the whole people walking in. Like, at the beginning of the movie, I understand that they had to set it up to where it looked like he killed the kid.
Yeah.
Like, make the parents believe that he did it, which he didn't. It was an accident.
Right. Still, like, also fucked up beginning.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
it was.
Sucked.
Yeah, it was awful. But when Jamie Lee Curtis finds Corey in her house and she shoots him in the chest like 3 times and then shoots out the rest of the bullets. Yeah. And like, she's trying to talk to him, and then he just, kills himself. And there she is with a knife in her hand. And I'm just like, that card's already been played.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that again?
Do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That drove me crazy.
Yeah.
And also crucifying Michael on the kitchen island.
He was Jesus' eyes because they crucified him.
Yeah.
They straight up, me and Maggie were talking about this. They straight up pulled Jesus on him, right? She stabs him in both his hands, right?
And pins his
legs down, right? And then stabs him in the side where blood and water flows, right? And like, she crucifies him. Now, when he rips his hand through the knife, right? Like, and grabs her, like, Jesus, that was nuts. And then, of course, the way it ends, I thought they were just going to drive the car straight into the crusher. I thought they were gonna die with him, and then when she hops on top, like, I thought she was going in that crusher for sure, and we knew that crusher was gonna happen. Like,
they kept on showing
showing the goddamn crusher, kept showing the radio station, and like, that ultimately didn't matter. I mean, sure, the guy died at the radio station, but it didn't matter. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, and like, skipping ahead 4 years, like, they killed her daughter off in the last one, and did that really matter? I mean, short of her granddaughter living with her, like, I don't know. Like, the first one was so good, 2018 was so good, and Halloween Kills had its flaws, but like, at least it continued the story in an interesting way, right?
Yeah.
This was just so nonsensical. And like, again, I was kind of alluding to this, but I think you could do a movie about Corey and like, he finds something in the sewer, right? And like, whatever it is, I think just a wholly new original thing, would work best. But I mean, even if it was like fucking Pennywise or I don't even know, even could have been Michael Myers, not in this movie though. And like, I think that isn't a bad horror movie, where like, you're watching the protagonist of your movie is the antagonist, right? Like, I don't think that that's a bad idea. I just don't think it works at all for this movie. So I don't know. I'm bummed. I'm bummed that it ended like this. Like, I don't know. It just, God, I'm just thinking back to 2018, how good it was.
I saw where somebody said, this is what happens when you let comedy writers write a horror film.
No, it's not their fucking fault. No, fuck that. No, that's stupid. That's because they wrote 2018.
Yeah.
And 2018 was one of the best horror movies that we've had. It was easily the best Halloween movie we've ever had.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, I understand the original Halloween exists and stuff, and that's great. But the 2018 was not perfect.
No.
But it was a great horror film.
Good, yeah.
It was one of the best, like, slasher horror films we've had in a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially after that shit Rob Zombie shit out. God, my. Ugh. All right.
Slept through that crap.
Anything else you want to say? Spoilers? Nope. Nothing else? Nothing? No other trash you want to give it?
No.
All right. Wow. All right, everybody. We're back from spoiling Halloween Ends. Now we're going to get into our last movie we're going to talk about today, Clerks 3. Again, if this is your first time listening, we will have a spoiler section that you will hear us definitely introduce. So you can listen to the spoiler-free section, and then once we get into spoilers, skip over that if you do not want to hear spoilers, and then come back where we will add She-Hulk, Halloween Ends, and Clerks 3 to our fall 2022 ranking. But now, let's talk about Clerks 3. So,
I'll let you kick us off,
You want me to kick us off? All right. So, a little bit about my history with Kevin Smith. Love Kevin Smith. I used to love Kevin Smith a lot. Back in high school, my first Kevin Smith movie, oddly enough, was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Probably one of the worst ones to start with because it's just all inside jokes, right? But I loved it. Still loved it. Thought it was hilarious. I didn't understand half the shit I was watching. Actually, I did. Like, I felt like it explained it enough. Like, oh, okay, this guy writes, comic books. This guy loves comic books. They're making a movie based off the comic book. Okay, cool. I get it, right? And then after that, I went back and watched, I think the next movie I got to watch was Mallrats, which, of course, ends with them talking about Suzanne and Jay and Silent Bob. And I was like, holy shit, that's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It actually wasn't. It was Chasing Dogman. But it was still, it made me think that it was that, right? I was like, holy crap, I think this is like a shared universe. Like, this is a whole thing. And then I watched Dogma next. So just completely out of order. And then I think I watched Chasing Amy and then Clerks is the order I went in. And then I watched the Clerks animated series, which is great. Yeah. And, and then Jersey Girl, I actually like Jersey Girl. And then Clerks 2 came out. And it was right after I'd gone out of high school. So, like, I started high school with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And then a year after I graduated high school, I watched Clerks 2. Because I think it came out in 2006. I might have my years wrong, but I think it was 2006.
No, I think you're right. Because there's something in Clerks 3 that shows that year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. And so, it's kind of like a full circle moment, especially where Clerks 2 ends. With them finding their place. And, I thought Clerks 2 is, I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back the most just because it was my first one. But I think Clerks 2 is the best of the movies. I think it's just the best made. Maybe Dogma. Dogma has a special place in my heart too, just because it's great. And then, he did like Zack and Miri, and I went and watched that. I thought it was funny. And then he did Red State, and Red State blew me away. There is an ending, near the ending, and I won't spoil it here if you've not seen Red State. It's Kevin Smith's horror film, and so take that for everything that it means. But there's the part at the end where something happens, and if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But something happens, and my jaw was on the floor. I was like, I can't believe this is where this movie's going. This is insane, and I love this. And then they kind of take a step back, and that's not actually what happened. And I get it. I get why they didn't do that. But honestly, I wish they would have just left it, because I thought that was just a perfect ending. Just leave it at that, because it's so fucking random, It just melted my brain.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Smith started making some things that like I didn't check out because like he really kind of teetered into this like horror side, you know, and like self-produced stuff, and they got weird. Like there's like Tusk and Yoga Hosers and like just some. Do you know what Tusk is? I won't say too much, but it's about a guy that's like in love with a walrus or something to that effect, and so he makes a person like dressed like a walrus, or that's the story it's based off of. But he turns the guy into a walrus, almost like Human Centipede style. Like he like medically makes him a walrus, like gives him tusks and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. And if I'm wrong, that's what I think it is, and that's why I've not watched it because it just sounds fucking weird, right? And then finally, you know, after a few years, he finally comes back with Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Okay. And that came out a couple years ago, I think. Mm-hmm. We watched it, and I loved it, of course, going back to the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back stuff. And it legit is just them remaking Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which is hilarious. And like, but it did feel a bit detached, right? Like it felt like a cartoon almost, you know, like there was still a bit of that, like, I don't know. It wasn't the same comedy. It just, I don't know. Like even in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Jay had like a sweet side, you know?
Yeah.
And like even though that existed in Reboot, and like they do get to those moments where there is some heart in it, just, I don't know, it just felt like it was like left of center, if that makes sense. Like it was almost there, but just something was just not quite there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just because he didn't get like any feedback from people, or because he was self-producing, or, you know, I don't know. But it was almost like he was writing them the way that he thought people wanted them to be wrote, as opposed to the way he would write them. Yeah. Like it was almost somebody else's version of Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
As opposed to Kevin Smith's. Right.
Yeah.
So that being said, I really love that movie. And I think the ending of it being a secret sequel to Chasing Amy is fantastic.
Yes.
Like it comes out of nowhere and it was just perfect, and everything it had to say was wonderful. And I mean, honestly, I think if you watch these movies and you've not watched that, I highly recommend watching it, because it just works perfectly for us now as adults, having, you know, kind of in a way grown up with these movies, even if you watched them late in life. But like where you are now, if you've, you know, if it's been several years, like it's just a perfect way to go into adulthood with these Kevin Smith movies. So that being said, we are now at Clerks 3. Okay, so that was kind of the build up to where we are. And Clerks 3 picks up nowadays. So you know, everything in Clerks 2 happened. They now own the Quick Stop. And I've been very excited for this movie. Kevin Smith had a heart attack a few years ago, and that serves as his inspiration for this film. And so it goes full meta, where I mean, this is in the trailers and stuff, so I mean, this is just the synopsis, where Randall has a heart attack and decides that he wants to make a movie about his life, and that movie will be Clerks. So this movie is about them making the movie Clerks, which obviously we've seen. Yeah. And Randall is based off of Kevin Smith, which Kevin Smith, when he made Clerks, was about him making a movie about his life. So he lived Clerks and then made a movie called Clerks. And now those characters have lived Clerks and are making a movie called Clerks. It's great. Okay. It melts my brain. And so just the idea of that was solid for me. I was like, this is weird. It hit me this morning. I was like, it's funny that Kevin Smith did The Fabelmans before Steven Spielberg did.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
So we watched it last night, and you know, it was available to purchase, and finally got to watch it. We didn't get to go in September. We was going to, but you know, there's a little thing that was going on. So we didn't get to, but we got to watch it digitally, thankfully. And I think, like, when the movie ended, I looked over at Maggie and I said, I don't like it. And, like, I don't mean I don't like it. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. I laughed a lot. Okay. Mm-hmm. And again, this running theme of these two movies here, and I guess we said it a little bit in She-Hulk. It just didn't go. It didn't do, I guess, what I was not expecting. And that's not even like I'm fine with things not being what I expect. I actually like that most of the time. But this just felt, not empty. I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. It just felt like we were building to something and then it just stops.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know this movie felt like it was trying to say something. Like Clerks 2 said something. Like all Kevin Smith's movies say something. Even when they're silly, they say something. And like, it felt like this movie didn't say what it was wanting to say. Yeah. Or if it did, all it wanted to say was one sentence instead of a paragraph. I hope that makes sense. I know this is spoiler free, so I can't really get into it. I would say, before we get into spoilers, and obviously you'll talk to it, but I would say if you've watched these Kevin Smith movies, and you've kind of dipped out like I did for the horror stuff, I would say definitely give this one a shot if you loved those movies like I did. I think it's definitely worth watching. Mm-hmm. And just to see these characters again is awesome. Seeing Jay and Silent Bob again, I felt like they were more Jay and Silent Bob in this than they were in the last one. And especially the references back to all of the View Askew universe. But specifically Clerks. Mm-hmm. Even more just the original Clerks. I mean, there's a lot of Clerks 2 stuff too, obviously. But I mean, it really is like almost like a love letter to Clerks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's all I can really say before we get into spoilers. So, Maggie, what did you think of Clerks 3?
I think I enjoyed it. But my first experience with Kevin Smith was Jane Silent Strike Back.
Schnoogans.
My brother had it, and I think he told me, hey, if you think you can, watch it. And which I did. And I thought it was hilarious that I kept on watching it over and over and over again. But I didn't know much about, that there were other movies that Kevin Smith had made. I didn't know that. So, and also I didn't know that Kevin Smith was Silent Bob. Like, that's, like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But when we got married and, was it the reboot was coming up or something?
Yeah. We was going to watch
yeah.
Reboot.
You're like, we need to watch them all.
Yeah.
I was like, all? What do you mean all? You're like, well, there's Clerks. I said, well, yeah, I've heard of Clerks. Like, the older I got, like, I realized, oh, this is Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
He does this. He has a show about, comic book men. I knew that.
Yeah.
But you're like, no, there's Clerks, and there's this one, and Clerks 2. And I remember, like, rave reviews over Clerks 2 whenever it came out. Yes. And then, like, so on and so forth. I was just like, there's that many? I didn't know that.
We even watched like 3 episodes of the animated series.
Yeah, we did. And I remember when I was younger, when Dogma would show up, like, come on NBC or something. Yeah. So I never.
Probably Comedy Central.
Maybe. I feel like it was like on some random channel one night.
I mean, it could have been.
And I remember I caught part of it.
Yeah.
And I can just, it's like burned into my brain about Salma Hayek and Jay and Silent Bob, like hiding.
Yeah.
Like, I guess because Matt Damon, Ben Affleck were throwing stuff. I can't remember.
Was it in the bar?
I don't know. I can't remember. But like, that was always burned into my brain, and I did not know what that movie was called.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I realized when I got older, I was like, oh, it's Dogma. But I didn't know that all that stuff was.
That it was a cinematic universe.
Yeah, but I agree with you that it is. The Clerks 3 is definitely a love letter to Clerks.
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely Jade and Silent Bob are very much like themselves in
Yes.
this one. Especially with them. I really like the fact that they have their own store.
Yeah.
But
they still sell it.
But they still sell it out front, like it's still illegal. I really like that, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
is not quite what I expected.
Yeah,
But I thought all in all, it was sweet in some ways.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah. I agree with that. I think, without going into spoilers, I think that I would say the last maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes is where it started to kind of fall apart. Feels too strong, but it's just where it started going in a direction that I don't know. I don't say it felt unearned. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to get into spoilers, or else I'm not gonna be able to really describe what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'll say, if you've not seen a Kevin Smith movie, I wouldn't suggest starting with this one. I think Clerks 2 is actually a decent place to step in, even though there's gonna be some things that you don't know. Like, I think it's a universal story of just working in fast food and just wanting your life to be better than it is. I think that Clerks 2 fits that perfectly. If you're wanting to start from the beginning, feel free. Clerks is good. Clerks is better than I remembered it being. But it's a bit not rough, but it is a 90s indie film that was made for $25,000. So just it may be a little rough around the edges, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and then, but if you are one of those that want to just really get this whole story from start to finish, I think, it's worth doing for sure.
Yeah.
If you have no interest, if you've watched a Kevin Smith movie and you didn't like it, I don't think Clerks 3 is going to change your mind. But, if you were on the fence and you liked them, but you didn't know if you wanted to get back into it, I would say check it out. I think it's worth checking out. So, ready to get into spoiler section?
Ready.
Spoilers. We're in spoilers. I can't believe Rosario Dawson was dead the whole time.
That is true.
That's actually true.
It shocked me that when they said that. I can't
believe they did that.
And and I was like, well, he should. Dante should at least have a kid. No, they totally just killed his happy ending, and I kind of hated it for that aspect because that was the whole point of Clerks too.
Yes.
Like, he got his happy ending. He got the life that he wanted.
Yeah, not even just the life that he wanted. He learned to accept the life that he had.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like getting the quick stop was a dream come true, and but he realized that, almost like George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life, he realized that the life he had was worth having.
Yeah.
And I hate that this movie just undoes all of that, and that these characters have just remained in this state of arrested development. Right? Not the show.
I know what you mean.
And for us to start there, and we're in full on spoilers, and to end with Dante dying, having not gotten anything, having not truly grown or earned anything, only just to have his friend treat him like shit, and then him get so drunk and pass out and black out and have a heart attack and just die, and then looking back at his life and thinking it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But that's not really earned. He's just watching a movie. I get it. The movie's his life, and we're seeing the clips are actually from the original Clerks, and I get all of that. Okay. And I guess in a way it's saying the same thing that Clerks 2 said, but it almost felt, I feel like all my language is way too strong, but I feel like it was almost gratuitous. Like he almost killed off Dante just because he felt like he had to do something bold. Like it didn't fit. I feel like the ending of this just doesn't fit the rest of this movie. Mm-mm. And like for it to end like that, like what a shitty fucking story for Dante, you know? And Dante's obviously the main character. Yeah. He's always been the main character. Yeah. And like I get that, you know, Randall's making the movie and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you know, I feel like Randall honestly didn't grow that much. I mean,
he didn't.
You know, he tells Dante that he's always been, you know, the main character in his story and stuff. And sure, that's great, but like we're killing off Dante, you know, we're going to kill him off from a heart attack for, you know, just a shitty, nothing, terrible, like Dante lived a shitty fucking life and then he died. And that's the character. And that's, you know, and what are we as the audience supposed to take from that? You know, like, you know, Clerks 2 told us to, you know, that to not be so down about your life that you miss all of the good things that are actually there. Yeah. Right? Clerks 1 was, you know, to get yourself out of your problem, right? Like if you are stuck and you can't move on, then you need, like, if you can't get past this shit in your life, then you need to get up and make this shit change, right? Shit or get off the pot, right? That's the whole thing. Chasing Amy, obviously, you know, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of others, letting go of your own fucking past, and don't put your fucking baggage on everybody else, you know. Dogma, religion, and acceptance of of, you know, what is faith and what is bullshit, right? Jersey Girl, moving past trauma, you know, Mallrats, eating shitty pretzels. I got nothing for Mallrats, okay? It's just a fun, quirky comedy. But, you know, all of these movies have all of these things, and like Kevin Smith is really good at that. And to get to this and to have such a bold moment of killing off the main character, the one that started off the View Askew universe, for no real like reason, it just felt empty and it just sucked. It made me sad, you know. Like, not for Dante. I'm fine with killing off Dante. You know, he's been one. Told me he's been trying to kill him off since the first one. You know, like that was the original ending of it. That Dante gets held up and gets shot. And you know, so I'm not against Dante dying. It's just I just wish it had been more cathartic. I wish that it had meant more. You know, even if he died to help Randall reach a new place, you know. That, I mean, that would have been something, you know? Yeah. But, like, for it to just end like this, I don't know. It just sucked. It just sucked. Like, I think it wouldn't have sucked so bad. And, I mean, I don't know if this movie would have worked. I think it would have changed the entire movie. But it wouldn't have sucked so bad if, like, Rosario Dawson hadn't died. Yeah. And, like, he still had a kid and stuff, you know? Yeah. But, like, if he kept, you know, picking Randall over them, maybe, you know, and that caused him to have a heart attack and stuff. And then Randall realized, you know, like, you know, I mean, I don't want to rewrite everything, obviously, because it's not my place. It's easy for me to say that. But I don't know. I love Kevin Smith, and I enjoyed a lot of this movie, and I don't know, it just didn't hit me. It didn't hit me right. Yeah. You know, it just felt empty. Felt like they did it just to do it. Like when they would, like in shows when they kill off main characters just for the surprise of it, you know. And like, I don't know, maybe if I listen to like some of his commentaries and stuff or his podcasts, maybe I'll get it more. Like maybe I'll realize what he was trying to say. And maybe it was just, maybe I didn't clearly understand what he was going for. Yeah. You know, maybe that's on me. But I mean, just seeing it for what it was without any context from outside, like it just didn't work. It bummed me out. I don't know. I really hate to end it on that, you know, because the rest of the movie I loved. I loved seeing them recreate the scenes from Clerks. I loved, you know, the Jay and Silent Bob, and especially having followed Kevin Smith for so long and hearing him tell the stories of when they were filming Clerks. And not only seeing them shoot the scenes, but seeing them shoot the scenes as I've heard him talk about how they shot them, like Jay refusing to dance, like
in front of everybody else.
That actually happened. Like he actually had to hit record and like leave and say action, and then Jay just danced in front of no crew or anything.
Yeah,
like that actually happened. And so like there was little things like that I loved. Of course all the cameos in it were great. But it just, it felt like all of that just got sucked out because of the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know. It bummed me out. I don't know what else to say. Like, I think, sorry, there was one last thing. I forgot that I wanted to say this. I think the only way, not the only way, I think a way that could have maybe enhanced it would be if Dante still died, right? But then as we're watching the movie, Randall rewrites the ending. And, the ending to his movie is that Dante lived. And Rosario Dawson lived.
Mm-hmm.
And we see this fictional version of Dante's life having actually been good.
Yeah.
And I think that even though that was fake, almost like a La La Land situation, I think that could have been cathartic, right?
Yeah.
And Randall looking past himself and writing a good ending for Dante, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like hence him growing, because it's not his movie, it's Dante's movie. Like I feel like that could have done something.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously that's not what happened. Mm-hmm. So, Maggie.
I really enjoyed the part where there's inside the old video store the whole entire time. Because it brought back memories of written videos, and you get the VHS tape in the black case.
Yes.
And the fact that at the beginning of the movie, I didn't quite catch it until they were back inside the store, that they were hiding the weed inside of one of those rental cases.
Yeah.
That's the case that Bob opens up. And
Silent Bob. How dare
Bob.
you.
How dare I? Silent Bob opens up and they throw it up to that guy up on the roof.
The comic book man.
Yeah, the comic book man.
Yeah. That was them.
I know it was them. I saw the names.
I was like, holy shit, it's Walt Flanagan.
I really like that part because, just seeing that Silent Bob and Jay just didn't care that all those movies were still there.
Yeah.
And they asked Randall, hey, don't you have a video store? And he's like, this is it. Remember, this is the store. And they look around. Oh yeah, it is.
Can I say, I do not buy the joke of them not knowing Dante's name. Like that,
Sergio.
That, I get it. I know Jay and Silent Bob, right? I get that they're stupid and stuff. But that joke, that felt so forced.
Yeah.
It just did not feel legit.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they wouldn't know Dante's name is Sergio. Or that they would think it's Sergio.
Sergio, yeah. Of all the names, Sergio.
Yeah, come on.
I really liked that they brought back Veronica.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that.
Those and Emma, was it the other one that he was engaged to?
Oh yeah, the Kevin Smith's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was all very interesting. Yeah.
And even Jay's
daughter. Well, that's Kevin Smith's
daughter. I mean, we're in spoilers.
Yeah.
So Jay's daughter from Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Yeah. I thought that was really cool that she showed up.
Yeah.
I don't know why she would be there, but I mean, it was fun. It was good. Tobias, not Tobias. What's his name?
Oh, Elias.
Elias.
God, what the heck, man? Elias did a whole 180.
I'm not even against him becoming a Satanist. It's just the looks that he had.
Oh, I know.
That just changed every scene.
I think that was part of the joke, though. That was the running joke that Elias, every time we see him, a different scene, he is going to look different. He's going to have outrageous goth clothes.
The gauntlet at the end.
Yeah,
killed me. Like a knight's gauntlet.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just liked when Dante has his heart attack and him and Randall standing in the hospital, and Elias is like, when I was standing here last, that's when I refused the Lord. and accepted Satan as my savior. Like that was ridiculous. And then the fact that he was praying at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
They even showed that.
Dude. Oh my God. It was, yeah.
And then also he prayed at the end for the money. His Silent Bob comes running in, yes. And he actually starts talking and screaming. And, he's like, I got money. We've got money. We made money.
It was, yeah.
That was a roller coaster ride with a loss.
It was weird. That whole movie was good. I don't know. I have nothing else to say. I'm just going to start repeating everything that I said.
I don't have anything else. Okay.
All right, well, that's it for spoilers.
I keep on feeling buzzes, and I'm just trying to make sure, like, nobody's...
Buzzerg. Hey, we're back. So now we just got out of spoilers for Clerks 3. So welcome back if you did not listen to that. So now it is time to add Clerks 3, She-Hulk, and Halloween Ends to our fall 2022 ranking. I forgot to update those parts.
I was like, wait a second.
So just to remind everybody where our current ranking is: number 7, Hocus Pocus 2. Number 6, Trick or Treat, Scooby-Doo. Number 5, Cobra Kai 5. Number 4, Werewolf by Night. Number 3, Meet Cute. Number 2, Bros. And at number 1, The Midnight Club. So let's start with She-Hulk. Let's just go in order of the reviews. Maggie, where are you feeling She-Hulk?
I'd say make it the new number 4. After Meet Cute. I'm sorry. I was trying to help you. Lost in translation.
The reason I was silent was I was trying to remember where we put it. If we put it below Werewolf by Night on the Marvel list. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm cool with that because I really liked Meet Cute. Mm-hmm. I think we both did. Mm-hmm. She-Hulk. Okay.
Okay.
I think this one will be easy. Halloween Ends.
Number 9.
Dead last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see that one changing.
I'd watch Hocus Pocus 2 again before watching that.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. And then
Clerks
3. I think I got where I would put it. But
yeah.
I'm thinking after Cobra Kai.
That's where I was thinking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Above Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think they nailed a lot of Clerks 3.
Yeah.
It's just, I won't go back into the review. You can go back into the review to understand why. But yeah, I mean, you think Cobra Kai 5 was better though, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was my only thing, was like, I could see either way, but yeah, I think it's below Cobra Kai. All right. New ranking. Number 1, The Midnight Club. Number 2, Bros. Number 3, She-Hulk. Number 3, Meet Cute. Number 4, She-Hulk. Number 5, Werewolf by Night. Number 6, Cobra Kai 5. Number 7, Clerks 5. 3. What the fuck is going on with this list? Let's read it. Number 1, The Midnight Club. Number 2, Bros. Number 3, Meet Cute. Number 4, She-Hulk. Number 5, Werewolf by Night. Number 6, Cobra Kai 5. Number 7, Clerks 3. Number 8, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Number 9, Hocus Pocus 2. And number 10, and forever dead last in this list. So help me God, if we see something that's worse than this, we need to rethink our life choices. Our real life choices. Number 10, Halloween Ends. So shall it be. So shall it be done. As it is. Never mind. I'm going to stop there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's not get them on our bad side. All right. That's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the show this week. We did go a little long. The reviews took a little bit longer than I was expecting. I didn't think we'd go that long. I
knew when you said there's 3, I was like, well, it's going to be a long ride.
We did 4 on our first episode back, and that only took like 12 minutes. I think it's probably 30, but I guess we just had a lot more to talk about with all 3 of these. I'm surprised. Hey, each one of those will make a great segment to put on YouTube later. Speaking of YouTube, you can subscribe to us at youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. where we post this hopefully awesome podcast every week. If you would like to get in video form, or you can head over to any of your favorite podcast networks and subscribe to us there. Just look for the Hopefully Awesome Show. Should be available on all platforms. We also do a weekly Smallville rewatch podcast called Going Back to Smallville. We are currently just starting out in season 2, and it's been fun, man. Let me tell you, there was a big bunch of jars of dicks in the last episode. So you gotta check that out, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss all the dicks. Dicks went flying everywhere.
Stop it.
Definitely gonna check that out. But yeah, and remember, in the post show, we're gonna be playing Blockbuster the game. So definitely stick around for that if you are on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. We would enjoy a review, comment. Please let us know what you thought about all these things. You know, did you agree with our thoughts on these shows and movies, or did you think that they were better or worse? Let us know. We'd love to hear back from you. We always get in the comments and reply back. We love doing that with you guys and actually getting that one-on-one conversation going. So definitely be sure and do that. But other than that, that's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. For everybody that's not sticking around for the post show, thanks for watching. And as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.